Hi, I'm Dr. Mercy Tiwachikubu, and I did my research in Zimbabwe on orphans whose parents die of HIV/AIDS. Some of us might wonder why I'm so interested in the topic of HIV/AIDS. When I was at Michigan State University, I had a professor who said, look at social issues around you and write a paper. I saw on TV women, and this was American TV, women and children who were crying because their parents had been diagnosed with HIV/AIDS. So I tried to call around so that I could interview. I called Detroit. I was told, no, try New York. I called New York and I asked if they had any grandparents who were taking care of orphans whose parents died of HIV/AIDS. And they said, no, try DC, we don't have that problem. I called DC and I was answered and they said, you speak with an accent, where are you from? And I said, I'm from Africa. And they said, wow, that's where AIDS comes from. Which part of Africa? And they said, Zimbabwe. Oh, that's where you need to ask. So that's why I ended up getting interested in doing research, just because of the stigma that is attached to HIV/AIDS. So I ended up doing research, working with orphans, and interviewed quite a lot of parents who were dying of HIV/AIDS, and I ended up putting all my findings into this book here. I am interested in the plight of orphans in Zimbabwe right now, especially with the imposition of harsh economic sanctions on Zimbabwe. And I just want to show the international community how the orphans in Zimbabwe at this present time are suffering. I'm going to read to you one of the narratives that I wrote when I interviewed an orphan and asked them how they felt being an orphan. I asked them and they said, I certainly feel useless at times. I am very angry with my mother because she died. How could she leave me alone, suffering the way I'm doing? I no longer have anybody who loves me. I don't have shoes to wear, I don't have socks, and I don't have money for lunch. No one seems to care about me. For some reason, people tend to get irritated with me, and what I feel is that when a loved family member dies of HIV/AIDS, nobody wants to take care of them. So what we find right now in Zimbabwe is that orphans are having to move from place to place because they feel at times that they are not really welcome. Then they move to another relative and they end up, having what we call forced migration. And one of the songs that I included in my book is that of the plight of moving from place to place. And here is the song that some of the orphans sang for me. And the song is called Mberere, Mberere, Nenyika, which means we are wandering, whilst the others are, happily living in their homes. Mberere, Mberere, Nenyika, vamwe makagara henyu mudzimba. Isutire Mberere, Mberere, Nenyika, vamwe makagara henyu mudzimba. Mberere, Mberere, Nenyika, vamwe makagara henyu mudzimba. Isutire Mberere, Mberere, vamwe makagara henyu. So I'm pleading with the international community to lift those harsh economic sanctions so that there will be peace amongst the orphans of Zimbabwe. Thank you.